really going to interest people, Dominic, is that obviously it's not necessarily something that people team up with what you're maybe most famous for, which is your comedy work, and the fact that you were obviously one of the launch presenters, and this is how we got to know each other, of the GB News series Headliners. So can we kick off with that, Dominic? Because
Sure.
I mean, obviously that's how we got to know each other. I thought you were doing a brilliant job on that show. And you were the first person cancelled, really, by GB News for comedy. And you could argue that the same thing then happened to Mark Stein, Lawrence Fox, and then my good self. But I guess your case, because it never really exploded in the mainstream media, was something that went a little bit under the radar. But do you feel angry about your treatment, about the fact that the Free Speech channel actually got rid of you for a joke?
Well, yeah, I was a very popular presenter. I was doing very well. I actually got promoted at
You
one
were.
point. They had me presenting the afternoon show when Alex Stewart couldn't do it, Alistair Stewart. And I remember I was doing it on Saturday afternoon, the day that Putin invaded Ukraine. So quite a big.
You're like,
quite a
what have I got
day
myself in
the
for?
news. This was like my first day ever presenting a news story, and World War III's just begun. But I quite enjoyed my time at GB News, and I I I don't blame them for doing what they did. I cracked a joke, and quoted out of context, it could have been misinterpreted and could have led to a lot of bad fallout, and so they figured it was best to just sort of quietly get rid of me, and I went along with that because I didn't really particularly want to all the media attention for what was essentially an innocuous remark. But anyway, that's what they did, and so I don't feel angry or bitter to them. I don't blame them. I what I'm sort of slightly miffed about is that once they got rid of me, like for months and months, every time, because I'm like the only person in the UK who actually I'm not the only person in the UK that owns Bitcoin, but every time the subject of Bitcoin comes on the news, they always get somebody that doesn't own Bitcoin to talk
Mm.
about it, and then they don't know what they're talking about it. And I was one of the sort of most articulate people about Bitcoin, and so every time there was a Bitcoin story, or a finance story or a tax story, GB News would phone me up and go, "Can you come and do on the program and do this?" And oh yeah, sure, no problem. And then about an hour later, they were like, "Oh no, sorry, we can't have you on."